Ashley's on a mission to reverse this shit. She wants to, what is it?
Go ahead.
She wants to...
Tell me what I'm doing.
Something, flip it and reverse it. It was the title.
I put my game down, flip it and reverse it.
Trina?
Missy Elliott?
Do you know?
It's just that backwards, yeah.
That lyric was the title of one of my Yeti Complex episodes, and I can't remember what it is.
You know what I was thinking of?
Put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. Thank you.
When I think of Trina, I think of, what is it? She's the baddest bitch, right? Who's bad? Who's bad?
That's so funny.
She also featured in that song. The music video was on a basketball court. Slip and Slide. The song was like Slip and Slide.
You're dating
You
yourself.
are. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I like know, but I don't know. You know what I mean?
I love my 90s hip.
I know. She used to pick me up to go to work
in the early morning.
It'd be like probably 8 or 9 in the morning, and she'd be blasting like Dr. Dre, Tupac. It was so funny.
That sounds good.
Yeah, and I'd just be like it was like normal.
Yeah,
and because I thought it was normal because I was picking up Karina, so she was on my routine. Not hers.
Yeah. Well, you know,
this is how I get ready for work.
That's like me. I would always, like, when my sister was in the same school as me, I would take her to school. And, of course, I listened to Prince, all the time. And she, sometimes it got annoying for her. But, then if he had, a new album out or something like that, and he had, not a hit, but, a song that she preferred, she'd be like, oh, play that one song. And I would always make a point not to play that song. I was like, we're going to listen to the ballads on this one today.
On today's ride,
and
Prince,
I honestly,
but only the scores,
only the sag. I don't know why. To this day, my sister's a nice person for the most part. Why are you going to this?
Oh, I didn't.
It's a good part.
When Marlena dies, poor thing.
She didn't die in this part.
We're just reviewing. Oh, should we do our send off?
This is yeah. Man, I didn't even get to read through my notes.
Oh, we'll read some of your notes.
We could do a send off, and we could do a bonus clip.
You can do a bonus clip. What do you want to do?
What do you have left?
I feel on the spot. What do I have left?
Yeah.
Everything else, Karina.
Well, what do you
I feel
want to
like
talk
in
about?
my notes, we talked a lot about what I have in my mind. We didn't talk about the last scene.
What was the last
Where
scene?
it jumps back to the April footage.
I watched it while you guys were talking about something.
Yeah, what falls through the sky.
I was like, oh, there it is.
When I first saw that.
You gotta love me just sitting there watching. What's going on, guys?
When I first saw that, I thought that, the Clover came from outer space.
That's what I thought, too.
Yeah.
I think that's what most people thought.
When I was in theaters, someone was like,
because I didn't see it the first time. Mm-hmm. I didn't pay attention to that. I didn't notice until a lot later.
Yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday later. I already saw Paradox and her and Schmidt falling through from the space station. So I thought that it was them falling into their dimension from space. That's what I thought was falling. But
wait a minute, isn't that what it was though?
No. JJ said it was.
Oh, come on,
actually,
guys. We got
actually, Tagaratu said on their Twitter, on the website, I think
they
on their
made
website,
an announcement.
they said that one of our satellites fell, so it was a satellite from Tagaratu.
Yeah, and Tagaratu also said that they were having
But it's what basically woke up the creature to come out and play.
Right. So the satellite falls at the end of that clip that we see. Tagaratu builds an oil rig on top of where the satellite fell, and they start digging, and we believe that that's where they find the sleeping Clovey.
Wait. So, wait.
Go ahead.
So you're saying that the thing fell into the water. Mm-hmm. They built the thing, the
as
oil
an excuse.
rig.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
so wait,
that oil rig in that location.
Hold on. What's the dates then? What is the date of the video?
April 27th and May 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
They built an oil rig that quick?
I'm pretty sure.
Wait a minute, March, April, May, so it would be the next year.
It could be. Was it a year difference?
Oh, April, May. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm so... My brain doesn't work.
I think that Tagarata already had interest in that area. And they're...
I mean, how do oil rigs work? Do they build them off-site
I don't know.
and then pop them down, or how does that work?
Alright, so Tagarata, I know, had their oil rig out there, and they had said, they had also made comments about them trying to find a lost piece of something in orbit, and so that's why that they were building like satellites or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but they were like, you know, like pointing their stuff into space, and then whenever that had fallen, they were like, oh, that was that thing that we were looking for. Like, isn't it great? Like, whatever. But like it wasn't. They were like covering that up, and so they were looking in that area. They had to have gone in that area for something. Maybe it was for that reason, for that piece of debris, or something. Well, they were. Wherever they were drilling in that area, and we know that they found something, and that's because in the guy sending back his messages to Taito, he was saying that they weren't drilling there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not what that was. It wasn't a drilling station. And they have 13 others, but he was like, this isn't a drilling station. I have no idea what they're doing.
Right.
And that's why he found that piece, and he like sent it back to his girlfriend, and he was like, hold on to this. Like, I don't know what it is, but I know it's something. And so Tagarado is doing that.
So wait a minute, so that
Earth
stuff happened on the websites
for the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
For the first movie in 2000, what was it, 8?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then...
And this is all the oil drill shit.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Is there bonus features on the DVD?
I don't think so. I don't think... I haven't
It's killing
seen
me
it.
that I've seen this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well...
But I'm thinking, I'm trying to remember when I broke up with William. Because I'm almost certain this is when I was dating William.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we saw it. Because he was already interested in J.J. Abrams because nerd kind of thing. So he might have had me watch these things online.
Maybe.
That had to be it. Because I swear to God,
You've
seen the rig on fire.
In one of the movies, it definitely happens. I just can't remember which one. You definitely see it because you see them on the boat.
I think it's in Paradox.
Maybe it's in Paradox. You see them on the boat driving away.
Yeah. So for the first movie, or for the first ARG, we learned about Tagarata and the Slusho Company. Mm-hmm. And the Slusho Company, the only thing that you really can connect them by, other than it being a subsidiary, is, what is that? Seabed's nectar.
Seabed nectar, yeah.
What is that? And then all this stuff happens, and they don't even touch on anything in the ARG, at all. It's just oh, he's wearing a Slusho shirt. Oh, he's they don't even say he's the vice president of Slusho. We learned about that, in the MySpace pages. I'm pretty sure. I don't ever remember them even, uttering the words Slusho. But yeah. And then the second movie is when we learn about Bold Futura and the satellites and such. And so for that one, when the trailer came out for 10 Cloverfield Lane, people were like, well, is there anything? And so they went back to the Tagarado website, and that website it had come back up, and they had Employee of the Month pages where you find John Goodman for the Employee of the Month for February. And if you go to another page of his, maybe something, I can't remember how you got to Fun and Pretty Things. But Fun and Pretty Things is a website he created for his daughter. And on this webpage, it was a collage of different pink images. And then there was an image in the center, because I think you could click on all of them and they all had something. Mm-hmm. But if you clicked on the one in the center,
it was Molly Ringwald.
It was Molly Ringwald and Pretty in Pink, yeah. And where she's typing on the computer. And in that scene, in Pretty in Pink, the message that pops up in the computer is, do you want to talk? And so when you clicked on that image, a password box would pop up, and you would have to enter a password, and it was, do you want to talk? And then it would go to a site where he was talking to his daughter Megan, where he was trying to communicate with her because if you remember in the movie they're estranged. Not estranged.
They're divorced and she lives with her mom or whatever.
Yeah, and so he's like trying to communicate with his daughter. And in the movie he also mentions that Pretty in Pink is her favorite movie.
Yeah.
And
so it's like you have to like pay attention to
like hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like rabbit hole shit right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then if you continue going through the messages, I want to say one of his other friends who was the employee of the month for a different month or whatever, NP I want to say is his initials. And he sent him a link that said you know what to do with this, and that's when you click on that and you type in the password RadioMan70, which is like he was just wearing a screen printed T-shirt and a button down flannel for his employee of the month picture. Yeah. And so they had RadioMan70 on his shirt, and so that was the password to get into that image. And that image was the Black Knight satellite. And so,
I've heard of that for sure.
Yeah,
I think I listened to a podcast about it.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so in the Black Knight satellite, you're like, oh, Tagarato is looking up to the skies, what is it that they're looking for, and they're thinking oh, maybe it's the satellite. And then there's a comic book or a manga, whatever it is, that J.J. Abrams wrote called Cloverfield Kishi or something.
I think so.
And the only thing that matters in that comic book, there's a story with the Cloverfield monster or whatever, but at the end of the book, the monster falls into the water and it sinks down to the bottom where you see a bunch of eggs. And so they were like, is this canon? And he was like, I don't know, maybe not, or and then the second movie comes out and there's a bunch of monsters.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of monsters at the end of the second movie, and they're like, yeah, it's canon. There's a bunch of them in the ocean. There's a bunch of eggs in the ocean. But if you think about, what's the deal with the satellite? And so you're like, well, maybe, because there's, a theory that, it's not anyone, and, the actual, theory, one of those theories is that no one controls it, that it's a satellite that nobody controls. It's not a piece of debris. It's a satellite from aliens. And so they're like, maybe it's the satellite from the Clover, parents or whatever, and they're, nesting their eggs on Earth. And then, when the incident happens, they're like, not to my kids. And they come down and fight. But then for the third movie with the power-up stuff, the Slush Show truck came to San Diego Comic-Con, and they, in addition to the Slush Shows, they were giving out power sticks, those, you charge your phone with,
a power bank or whatever, a charger.
Yeah.
A portable charger.
A portable charger, a battery that you can plug your phone into and charge your phone.
Like a USB port?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it would be Power Up San Diego or whatever. And the Slusher truck gave those out with the slushies as merchandise or whatever. And then of course, as we mentioned, if you ordered the Slusho Zoomy, they gave you a thing and they would send you other clues later on. But the truck was on Twitter. And so it was posting from the different places, the cities it was in, and all those cities, the only thing that connected all those cities is that they all had nuclear power plants, and they also had those particle accelerators, or they were experimenting with some sort of particle whatever in each of these cities, and so they were like, whoa, what's this third movie about?
So that's, if you've seen Paradox, it's all about, the world doesn't have energy, and
we're in an energy
the reason
crisis.
they're in space is to test this alternate form of energy because they don't have energy on Earth, and so it was really cool how they set that up through the ARG for the third movie.
And
that's why I'm so pumped for the fourth one.
What I love is the theory that says that Tagarato has just been draining the Earth of its energy so that they can go up and produce energy, and to use the particle accelerator to create an unlimited source of energy, because now they would control that. Mm-hmm. And if they control the energy, they control the world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so it's this huge conspiracy theory that they were all doing this all intentionally, and the clovers were just a side effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
they got too greedy with that seabed nectar.
Also, I saw Overlord. I watched it. Mm-hmm. Even though it's not a part of the Cloververse, it definitely could have been.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish it was.
Well, Overlord also had an ARG.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people were like, this is it. Because there was a password, and I think it was something... I'm probably wrong. I think it may have something that was like written on the wall or something that was somewhere else, like in the trailer. And so if you typed it in, you like, I don't know, played like a game or something.
I really like the movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I should probably watch it though. But I also like the idea of a movie going into like 1944 because I heard that like another Cloverfield movie was like the rise to start then, like when Takarado started. And then that one, because the medical subsidiary, the Yoshida Medical Research, is the company that's sending the Shepherd up, like those people in space in the third movie. So the paraffin wax is what we don't know anything about. So that would
the fourth movie.
That would be the fourth movie, yeah. If it's not the direct sequel, like another like.
Yeah, they said. I mean, I don't know if it's like going to be after, like right after the first one, but it's for sure like being made as a
direct
sequel,
yeah.
Whereas 10 Cloverfield Lane and Paradox weren't made.
Yeah, they were just in the universe.
Yeah, weren't made to be Cloverfield movies. It was after the fact. So this one's going to be made to be a Cloverfield movie. So
that'll be really cool. Really, really cool to see.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Me too.
So we gotta get all these episodes in the can before that happens.
Isn't it so funny that like if you think about it, the third movie was a straight to DVD, but it is straight to Netflix.
Yeah, but they advertise it for the they advertise it at the Super Bowl, and that is crazy. That like also I love that marketing strategy. There's always been what I think is creative and good marketing for
I agree.
Cloverfield movies.
I agree.
But, like, obviously, it only hits, like, a small group of people.
Well, I was thinking that, too. Like, it's interesting to me that this whole thing, there are people, like, you guys, like, like, clearly.
No, don't worry. Nobody wants to hear us talk about it.
But I'm saying, like, there's obviously a fan base for it.
Yeah.
And that's what's fascinating to me about it. It's like,
it's fun.
It's not as big as, like, one of the other bigger franchises,
right.
like Marvel or something. But it has its audience, and I think that's the best part about it, is that J.J. Abrams and whoever's controlling these things, they have that knowledge that, well, you know, we're going to make it, and people are going to watch it.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what. Like, because we know that there are people involved in this whole thing and want to see what happens.
Well, also something I also thought was interesting is that they talk about space stuff in, like, the first ARG and in the second movie. So the third movie being in space, like, even though that movie wasn't written for the Cloverfield, they had taken it and, like, rewrote it for Cloverfield. Like, that's why I'm like, these movies are just a vessel for that ARG.
Right.
like straight up, that's not where the story is.
The ARG is the story,
Yeah.
That's cool.
ARG is fun. Yeah.
Also, just briefly.
Go ahead.
I also think it's cool that they connected 10 Cloverfield Lane with Paradox by adding that the news segment in the beginning of Paradox about like the energy crisis and turning on the Shepherd and how that would affect the world. And the guy that they were interviewing on news was named Mark
Stramble. Mark Stramble. He's related.
Has to be related to Howard from 10 Cloverfield Lane because it's the same last name.
Howard Stramble is in Cloverfield Lane.
And then the reporter who is talking to Mark is the lady in 10 Cloverfield Lane who's banging on the cellar door trying to get in. Oh. It's the same lady. It's the same lady in two different dimensions.
That's crazy.
Because in Paradox, 10 Cloverfield Lane doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, in 10 Cloverfield Lane also, in Paradox, when the Shepherd blows up, and there's like this big red flashing light, the guy that Homegirl Michelle is in the cellar with he was telling her, because she didn't see anything that happened. She was struck by another car and then woke up in a dungeon. And so the other guy was saying, like, things were just, like, going awry. Like, all he remembers is, like, a big flashing red light.
Right.
And so in Paradox, when you see it blow up, it's like a big flashing light, and we identify that as the moment that it's, like, stretching into the other dimensions.
Yeah. Oh. So what happens in 2028 affected 2016, 2008, and then when we all thought Overlord was going to be part of it in 1944. It would have been such a good addition, I think.
I think they should still do, like, an older version.
I don't think that's
they should try to incorporate.
I don't think it's going to be that, though. I think the new one's going to be a
Well, I'm disappointed then.
Yeah, you should be. Just watch Overlord and make it a part of the Cloverfield.
Go ahead.
I can't remember. I lost it. Oh, no, I was going to say they should try to make it like one of the early documented UFO sightings. Have you ever heard of this?
Yeah.
It's old. It's like old.
Like Roswell?
No, like manuscripts kind of old. Like medieval times.
Oh.
Like it's crazy. They have have you seen those? It's like in the manuscripts or the what do you call it? Not illuminated kind of things where they have like the drawings of the war that they're having or whatever. And they have these
like
weird
something in the sky.
things in the sky, and it was documented by a lot of people that they saw these things. Like, what the fuck is that? They didn't say what the fuck, but
well, I don't know. I've seen some old like graffiti from Pompeii. You can't leave. From Pompeii, you should have done it at the intermission. You messed up. Well, Pompeii, before Pompeii, that was the one that was like. That city was taken out.
Right, the volcano.
Yeah, there's graffiti, and it's just like, so-and-so has a small penis, and, and I make women orgasm. And he's like,
have you seen,
some are just, the shit you see in
some are just confessions.
Stall.
Yeah,
real,
it's just bathroom stall.
Have you seen images from Pompeii in general?
Yeah.
Phallic things everywhere.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, it's insane how much penis there is.
Is there a theory that Pompeii was destroyed because it was just so sinful?
I don't think it was abnormal for that to happen back then, but then over time, people were like, let's take those dicks down. But Pompeii got frozen in time, so they kind of didn't have the...
I mean, not to get too religious or historical,
the dick scripts,
but Christianity is not the longest running religion.
Well, no,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So when Pompeii was that.
Go on.
I don't know what the year is.
Let's hear it.
I'm not. That's not my forte. Pompeii is not my forte.
It was around the ancient Roman times, whatever that was.
Right, Christianity wasn't even a thing yet.
Yeah, no.
So that's why dicks could be everywhere.
Yeah.
Christianity is really what
because it wasn't shameful.
It wasn't. And it was actually over your doors and stuff like that. It would have
79 AD.
79. It was
so Christianity wasn't even thought of yet.
No, not even close.
Yeah.
So it was.
It wasn't even considered. But that's why the Lord came down.
Because there were too many dicks.
Yeah, she was like, stop this graffiti,
stop
please.
The dicks,
you guys
please.
Don't understand how
I've seen so much
gross
cock.
You are.
But they would put over their doorways, they'd have these images of big dicks, and I can't remember what it represented, but it was some kind of masculine.
It was probably something to do with power.
Yeah, I think it was. It was something like that.
Yeah,
but
they also draw flames on the face.
No, but there was gigantic fucking dick. It was dude, your dick's not that big. Have you seen the David that Michelangelo did? That was in the 1500s. Your dick is definitely not that big.
Oh my god.